This is a famous prison in Russia. It's a hell of a fighting arena. The fighters are all prisoners on death row. The winner will have the opportunity to participate in the International Death Row Tournament, and the ultimate king of fighters is rewarded very generously. He can be freed from the death penalty, and the rich and powerful gamble on which fighter will win. Just like in the Colosseum in ancient Rome, the winner makes a fortune. This lean, muscular man is Boyka, the prison's king of fighting. Boyka suffered a serious injury to his right knee during a prison fight. This is a fatal injury for a fighter. The former fighting hero was reduced to a disabled man, so the prison officials who had been so kind to him changed their attitude. Not only did they make Boyka clean the toilets and take on the dirtiest jobs in the prison, they even ruthlessly rejected his parole application. After all, Boyka is no longer the ace player that made them win every time they gambled. But Boyka wouldn't give in. He always dreamed of recapturing his glory in the prison fighting ring. So Boyka would lock himself in his cell every day after cleaning the toilets. Day in and day out, he did the almost perverse recovery exercises. But the intense training really did work. Boyka's badly injured right leg gradually regained its strength. Finally, the day came when the time was right. Boyka shaved off his long, dirty hair and stood in the fighting ring again. This time his opponent was Arnady, the current fighting king of the prison. Boyka must defeat him to qualify for the International Fighting Championship. This is a match between the current and former fighter king. The fight is about to start. Arnady's power is immense. His strikes are strong enough to be fatal. Unfortunately, he wasn't agile or quick enough to attack. Boyka easily dodged these moves. Then he caught Arnady in the crosshairs and struck. Boyka hit Arnady with a punch to the vitals. Before Arnady could react, he used another set of smooth moves. He instantly defeated Arnady. Boyka thus defeated Arnady by a landslide. Boyka became the king of fighting in the prison again. Not only that, Boyka's impressive performance in the ring was once again recognized by Mark. The World Prison Fighting Championship was soon to come. Boyka was also sent to Georgia to compete in the tournament. He was joined by 7 other inmates from different prisons. They all had the same goal. They all wanted to win the tournament and regain their freedom, but no one knew that a conspiracy was unfolding behind the scenes. It's an all-out fighting competition. The contestants are all death row inmates from various prisons, and if they win the tournament, they will be freed. But these shady businessmen are betting on Raul, a Colombian prisoner, so all they had to do was let Raul win as much as possible. So the other players were treated unfairly before the race. They were forced to do hard labor. They were given a mere 1 hour a day to train. Not only did Raul not have to work, he also had a coach to train with him. The organizers' promise to treat everyone fairly was obviously a lie. Besides that, the warden even prepared Raul's killing technique, so it seems that the ending has been predetermined in advance. On the other hand, Boyka met Turbo from America while he was working as a laborer. Turbo has a very young child. He wants to leave prison after winning and go outside to be with his child. Boyka has no more concerns than he does. He came to the competition simply to prove himself. What they have in common is that they both believe in winning. They both trained every second to win. Soon after, the much-anticipated International Fighting Championship began. First, the preliminary rounds. Turbo, who is in great physical condition, has amazing explosive power. He came up with a series of combinations of punches, but he was soon forced into a corner by a series of kicks from his opponent, but he quickly adjusted his tactics. He also makes a provocative gesture. The opponent is really fooled. He kept blocking the attacks with his elbows. Then he jumped up and hit his opponent in the face, and finally knocked him out with a big punch. He won the fight. Next up was Boyka. Boyka uses his strong body and years of experience to hit every move. Although it is not a magnificent movement, but every time he attacks and defends, he has his own fixed rhythm, while his opponents only use brute force to attack. In the end, Boyka ended the fight with a punch, and Raul, who was scheduled to be the winner, was placed in the hands of a less powerful North Korean prisoner. At the beginning of the match, Raul dodged all his opponent's attacks. He did a magnificent cartwheel and interacted with the audience on stage. The next moment was his comeback. He threw a series of heavy punches and a side kick to knock out his opponent's teeth. Then he kicks his opponent in the ribs. And finally, an aerial spinning roundhouse kick. At the end of the preliminary round, all the defeated prisoners are dragged to an open space and secretly executed. They are thus sacrificed for the upper class. Before the final round begins, the shady businessmen plan to get rid of the threat for Raul. Turbo, who had done well in the preliminaries, became their target. The warden secretly sends someone to seriously injure Turbo and find an excuse to lock him up. Boyka had a serious knee injury. Everyone thought he was not much of a threat. That's why he managed to escape. The righteous Boyka decided to help Turbo escape, so he took advantage of the correctional period to work with Turbo to eliminate all the guards. Then he gets the key from the guards. He successfully helped Turbo unlock his ankle chain. Turbo was able to escape, but Boyka was taken back to prison. Since Turbo was unable to compete, the warden decided to let Boyka replace Turbo and Raw for the final duel. And Mark, who used to support Boyka, suddenly appeared. He says he has switched all his best to Raw. He taunts Boyka that a cripple like him can't win. Mark's betrayal is the last straw that kills Boyka. Boyka recalls his past, the cold and humiliating treatment he received after his injury, the tragedy of his friend Turbo, Mark's betrayal of the man he trusted. A powerful anger burns in Boyka's heart. Boyka vowed to defeat Raw and become the king of fighters. This is the final round of a death row fight. Only the winner will walk out of the prison alive. Raw is doped up and thinks he can win this fight. He didn't give Boyka a second thought. This also ignited Boyka's motivation. However, Boyka had been treated unfairly before the fight. He was not as well prepared as Raw. Coupled with his old knee injury, he didn't have the advantage after a few rounds. Boyka leapt up and threw a roundhouse kick at Raw. However, Raw meets his kick with a counterattack. Raw's grabbing kick lifts him over. Boyka's old right knee injury returns. Raw then finds a hole and starts to attack Boyka's injured right knee. Boyka tried his best to defend himself, but had no way to fight back. He was kicked out of the ring by Raw after a furious beating. At this point, the referee starts to read the seconds. Boyka, already in a daze from the beating, sees the mop on the floor. He thinks back to the days when he used to clean toilets. Raw's taunting voice is still ringing in his ears. Mark's betrayal also came to his eyes. These moments bring Boyka's spirit back to life. He removes the mop and wraps it securely around his injured right leg. Boyka limped back to the ring with his badly injured right leg in a strong move. This time Boyka was full of blood. They started a fierce struggle again, but this time it was Boyka who had the upper hand. Boyka, who was getting better, took his turn to use his best moves. He threw a series of sweeping kicks, left and right hooks, and so on. This time it was Raw who was defenseless. Finally, Boyka did a difficult aerial spin kick. He knocked Raw to the ground. Raw tried to struggle to fight back. Boyka throws a kick instead. This is an amazing burst of power that directly kills Raw. Boyka wins. The crooks who bet on Raw went bankrupt. They were furious and wanted to kill Boyka. In the nick of time, Turbo, who had escaped from prison earlier, suddenly appeared. He fired a few shots to solve the warning and successfully saved Boyka. At the same time, Boyka also learned the truth of the matter. It turns out that Mark did not betray himself. He was just trying to provoke Boyka. Mark used the provocation method to stimulate Boyka's long-suppressed anger and resentment. This allows Boyka to maximize his potential. In the end, Boyka became the rightful king of the fighters. Mark saved the good Turbo. Turbo also voluntarily stayed and chose to be Mark's bodyguard. The free Boyka not only got a large amount of money, what's more important is he succeeded in proving his strength and value. The end of the film is very touching. Boyka stumbles on the road to freedom. He has a happy smile on his face. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Boyka has experienced injuries, losses, injustice, and countless other setbacks, but he never gave up on his faith. His indomitable is his most powerful weapon. This is also the most valuable asset in our life. You can subscribe and leave comments if you have any ideas. Thanks for watching. See you next time.